Are you looking for an athletic scholarship? You're in the right place. This is the Recruit Me Athletic Scholarship Podcast, the longest-running podcast on recruiting and athletic scholarships. We're here to help your family navigate the recruiting road all the way to an athletic scholarship. He's a recruiting expert and a dad of 2 college athletes. He has a wealth of experience to share. Here's Recruit Me CEO, Brent Hanks.
Welcome to episode 386, a 2023 The Athletic Scholarship Podcast Review Christmas edition. From my family to yours, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I'm going to give you a review and a highlight of all the episodes from 2023 and their recruiting advice. The Athletic Scholarship Podcast is part of the Recruit Me education business. My name is Brent Hanks, and I am the owner and CEO of Recruit Me. Recruit Me's goal is to provide you, whether you are a potential student athlete or the parent of a potential student athlete, with as many free and inexpensive recruiting resources as possible. You can find the Athletic Scholarship Podcast on your favorite podcast app, and a new episode hits every Tuesday. The Athletic Scholarship Podcast is the world's longest-running recruiting education podcast. Other resources that Recruit Me provides are the free Recruiting Power Pack, which is available on the recruit-me.com website. You get a download with the first steps to an athletic scholarship, an audio file about how to use videos, and a free player profile template. Just sign up on the recruit-me.com homepage. Also, you can sign up for the free Recruit Me monthly newsletter that gives you monthly recruiting tips, advice, and links to last month's The Athletic Scholarship Podcast episodes. The Recruit Me 3.0 Athletic Scholarship System gives you a 200-plus page manual and workbook to take you step-by-step through your personalized recruiting journey. You can get the Recruit Me 3.0 system for only $39. You will get the 7 steps to an athletic scholarship and much, much more. Step 1, select the right schools to contact. Step 2, write a great introductory email. Step 3, create your one-page player profile. Step 4, build your own recruiting questionnaire. Step 5, track your communications. Step 6, send one-page updates. And Step 7, make your school choice wisely. Go to recruit-me.com to get your recruiting plan today. As the owner and CEO of Recruit Me and recruit-me.com and the host of the Athletic Scholarship Podcast, I am extremely proud to have provided 51 recruiting education episodes in 2023 to help, for no charge, anyone wanting to learn about the athletic recruiting game. John Fugler started Recruit Me and the Athletic Scholarship Podcast, and then I took over the recruiting education business in June of 2020. The Athletic Scholarship Podcast is the world's longest-running athletic recruiting education podcast. The Christmas holiday and break and the New Year's time brings a great time to reflect on the past year and to plan for the future. Here is a breakdown of the past year's 51 15-minute episodes. I invite you to go to recruit-me.com to listen to all the past episodes from 2023 and all the years past. There were 14 episodes that were interviews with college coaches, an ACT tutor, there were ex-college athletes, and a parent of a college student athlete. And there was a name, image, and likeness director of a major NCAA Division I university. There are also follow-up episodes that review the key points from those interviews. I feel hearing from people that are in the recruiting process or have been in the recruiting process is very valuable. In January 2023, you get a 2-part interview, episodes 338 and 339, from Amy Sappington, a local ACT tutor. Here's just one piece of advice that Amy gives you. Amy said, going in with a plan and a strategy is going to reduce stress. In February of 2023, you get to hear from a former baseball player, pro scout, and father of a college baseball player, Brandon Mosley. Brandon advises this in episodes 342 and 343. He says it is easy to fall in love with keeping up with the Joneses. His advice is to put your pride aside, because a student athlete's happiness is more important than a 5-day billboard saying that a student athlete is going to a big school. Episodes 352, 353, and 355 give you advice from Coach Randy Stang, the head basketball coach at Sterling College in Sterling, Kansas, and former Southwest Missouri State Bears basketball player.
I like to know the coach that they're playing for, and it's a huge benefit for the kid, for the player. If I know that coach and how they play, that's a big, I may not know the coach personally, but I'm going to know how he plays. And so I'm looking for a young player that's been coached and been made to to work hard, to toe the line, to where it hasn't been comfortable for that kid. And what I mean by that is that coach is making them play defense. That coach is making them work. And usually, typically, those guys come in money ahead, and those are the guys that are playing for me because they know what it's like to win, and that there's no secret to that. Versus a guy that can just make a shot, but his coach just lets him play.
In May of 2023, you get to hear from Coach Barry Henson. Back in March of 2022, you heard from Coach Henson as a bench coach for the Oklahoma State men's basketball team. Barry is now the director of Name, Image, and Likeness for Oklahoma State University. Episode 356 brings you the NIL information from Coach Henson.
I've watched parents be so involved with student athletes in their recruitment that they've actually cost the recruitment of their student athletes. So there are no secrets. There is no magic potion. There's enough film out there. There's nothing wrong with a parent contacting a coach, sending them video or whatever. But most of the time, these services that parents sign up for that promise that they'll get them in front of college coaches or this and that's got scam written all over it. I know very few of those that actually work.
In September of 2023, I found Carl Barkley, an ex-college athlete and the director of D3 Direct. Carl, in episodes 370, 371, and 372, gives you a look into recruiting and into the NCAA Division III sports. Carl enlightens you with this information. Talk a little bit about D3 sports. What are some positives and maybe even some myths about what people think about D3 sports and how that you kind of can help them think about how a D3 sport might be a good fit for them?
There are a ton. So, primary among them that we're trying to disprove is this idea that there's no money available, at a D3 school. So I think a lot of people know that Division III schools cannot offer athletic scholarships, but that doesn't mean that you can't get a significant discount or go for free to one of these schools. And a lot of that happens through grades. Extracurriculars can be based on proximity. So there are scholarships based on where you live. If you live close to campus, if you're from a state that a school doesn't traditionally get kids from, they're looking to incentivize and try to increase numbers from different states. So I think our advice is always just do your research. If there's a school you're interested in and it is expensive, don't write it off just because the sticker price is big. Take a look at their financial aid.
Then in November of 2023, I got to interview one of my sons, Parker's ex-college teammates at Northwestern Baseball. Episodes 380, 381, and 382 gives you a look into a recent college baseball player and a current member of the Chicago White Sox organization. Listen to just one of the pieces of advice Sean gives.
Time management is important. Figuring out what your priorities are. I think there's enough room in a college day to have friends, go out and take care of business when it's school and baseball.
This year I covered 9 episodes introducing recruiting resources for you to use. Episodes 336 and 337 are drawn from the NCAA.org website and covers the NLI, National Letter of Intent, and searching of colleges on the website. Episode 345 introduces the Baseball Bluebook app. It is designed mainly for baseball, but it gives you great ways to search for information on colleges of all sports. Episode 354 asks the question, what can AI technology do for you in recruiting? And episode 373 covers recruiting calendars from the NCAA.org website. See your sports recruiting calendar. I also found educatingathletes.com on YouTube and found out it has football recruiting advice videos hosted by an ex-Northwestern University football player. Go find this episode 377 to learn more about football recruiting. Finishing off the recruiting resources are episodes 383 and 384 on the virtual Dugout app. These are just a few of the free resources that you can take advantage of. Along with Recruit Me and the Athletic Scholarship Podcast, I want to bring you other free and inexpensive recruiting resources in 2024. Episodes 347, 349, 358, and 368 were looks into some social media posts that made statements about recruiting. And in the episodes, I expanded on those recruiting-related statements. In episode 347, I found a parent group that asked the question, how active is your high school coach in your recruiting? I go over both the high school coach and the club coach's roles in your recruitment and what to expect if you get a positive or a negative reaction in their involvement. Then in episode 349, I found a YouTube video of an interview with Ed Milet as he interviewed ex-Major League Baseball player Sean Casey. Listen to hear how Sean got recruited to college and then drafted and played for the Reds, the Tigers, the Pirates, and the Red Sox in a long Major League Baseball career. Spoiler alert, Sean's dad challenged Sean in high school to be a better player. In episode 358 gives you recruiting information on 4 different social media posts I found. Number 1, it's up to you to get recruited. Number 2, to contact coaches before you go to an ID camp or a showcase. Number 3, ask questions when you visit with a college coach. And number 4, it is an honor to play a college sport at any level. Episode 368 is titled Recruiting Advice Given by Others on Social Media and has a take on 15 different posts that confirms RecruitMe's philosophy that you have to recruit colleges to recruit you. In 2023, I reached back into 2 past episodes from the Athletic Scholarship Podcast founder, John Fugler, and revisited his recruiting advice. Episode 376 is a review of episode 187 and is about vital checkpoints in your recruiting journey. And episode 378 is a review of past episode 168 about dealing with recruiting anxiety and panic. I will be dipping into other old The Athletic Scholarship Podcast episodes in 2024. There were 5 episodes that are celebrations of milestones of the Athletic Scholarship Podcast, or that are transitions from one sports season to another. Episode 335 is a Happy New Year edition and reintroduces RecruitMe to the listeners. Episode 350 celebrates the 350th episode of the Athletic Scholarship Podcast and reviews episode number 50 on making a great first impression. Here Comes Summer. Episode 357 gives you 6 items to do during your summer. Then episode 359 celebrates my 3-year anniversary as the owner of RecruitMe and the host of the Athletic Scholarship Podcast. I review the top 10 listened to episodes over my 3-year tenure as the host of the Athletic Scholarship Podcast. Then episode 379 helps you transition from the fall sports season to the winter sports season. In June and July of 2023, I did a 4-part series, episodes 360 through 363, on what to do each year of high school to get recruited. This is what I cover when I do a College Athletic Recruiting Seminar 101, CARS 101. If you are local to me in Southwest Missouri, I can schedule a free CARS 101 seminar for your club team or high school program, or I can schedule a Zoom seminar if you are out of our area. Email me, brent@recruit-me.com. In August 2023, I followed up with a 3-part series highlighting 3 top questions. When do I start my recruitment? How do I start my recruitment? And what do I do to get recruited? Episodes 365, 366, and 367 cover these 3 top recruiting questions. Not only does the Athletic Scholarship Podcast and RecruitMe help with getting you recruited, but they also help you with preparing for and handling your college experience. Episode 344 is published as the 2023 college baseball season had started, and the subject was how both of my sons are having a positive college sports and academic experience. It is because of their research on the programs that they chose, and by asking questions and understanding their roles as they entered their level of play, and how they fit on their team. Then in episode 364, I reflected on the ups and downs of a college career. The goal of this episode is to let you know that there will be ups and downs. Be prepared and not surprised by factors out of your control. Parker's college career had the COVID season cancellation, a coaching change, and some injuries. So be flexible. The last 8 episodes of 2023 to talk about are featuring recruiting advice topics. Episode 340 was the ABCs of recruiting. Each letter of the alphabet gives you recruiting information, like C for cast your net widely, and G for grades. Episode 341 is 2 things that keep you from getting to the next level. Listen to episode 341 to get those 2 things. Episode 346 asks who is helping you and gives you a plan to build your recruiting team. Episode 351 is part 2 of the dynamic duo to make a great first impression. Part 1 is part of the episode 350, which I listed under the celebration episodes. For more recruiting advice, we will jump into episode 369, how to track your communications to make your right fit school choice. This episode takes you through steps 5 through 7 of the 7 steps to an athletic scholarship, which are found in the RecruitMe 3.0 Athletic Scholarship System Manual, Workbook, and Worksheets. Go to recruit-me.com to get more information. Episodes 374 and 375 are part 1 and 2 about general mistakes when choosing a college. I use the collegebasics.com website as a source for this subject. And the last of the 51 episodes from 2023 is episode 385, which was the actual last episode of the year, not counting this one. It is called Recruit Me as the Spark, You Are the Fire. I point out that the student athlete must be the main person wanting to get recruited and wanting to do the mental, nutritional, and physical things to be a recruit. But the student athlete must also respect and accept sparks or help from parents, coaches, and yes, recruit me. There are the 51 episodes of the Athletic Scholarship Podcast in 2023. I invite you to find the Athletic Scholarship Podcast on your favorite podcast app or go to recruit-me.com. Like or subscribe on your favorite podcast app to automatically get notified when the newest Athletic Scholarship Podcast episode drops. For 386 episodes, a new episode has hit once a week on Tuesday. The Athletic Scholarship Podcast is the world's longest-running recruiting education podcast and is heard not only in the United States but all over the world. Most episodes are approximately 15 minutes long, and as the founding host, John Fugler, coined it, it is 15 minutes that will change your athletic scholarship future. Please share this free recruiting resource with your student athlete or your parents, your coaches, and teammates. The Athletic Scholarship Podcast is beneficial for recruiting in any sport and is great for incoming high school freshmen up through seniors in high school and even junior college players and possible transfer portal college athletes. At the end of the next several episodes, I'm going to give you a glimpse into the Recruit Me 3.0 Athletic System Manual. The Recruit Me 3.0 system gives you a 200-plus page step-by-step manual, workbook, and worksheets that guide you through the recruiting process. I am the owner of Recruit Me, but John Fugler started Recruit Me back in 2002, and he wrote and developed the Recruit Me 3.0 system. You can get your own Recruit Me 3.0 system for only $39 by clicking the link in the show notes or going to recruit-me.com. Last week you heard about myth number 2 about athletic scholarships. This week is myth number 3. I can trust everything the coaches say and promise during the recruiting process. Truth. Coaches realize that not all recruits will choose their college. Therefore, the coaches must over-recruit. They talk to more recruits than they have spots for. Some have a tendency to overpromise and overstate too. And the reality, once you enroll, is not always what was presented in an attempt to recruit you. So be careful. Ask questions. Check out Appendix B of the Recruit Me 3.0 Athletic Scholarship System Manual. Try to get to know the coach's character. Check into the coach by talking with friends who may know him or her. Find out about his or her reputation. If you can, talk with current athletes on the team to get their take. Next week, you'll get myth number 4. I can wait until my senior year to look for college scholarships. Thank you for listening to the Athletic Scholarship Podcast. From my family, my wife Lori, and my sons Sutton and Parker, I hope that you had or are having a wonderful Christmas holiday and are going to have a happy new year. The Athletic Scholarship Podcast will get 2024 started with a new episode on Tuesday, January 2nd. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next year.